So my husband Doug and I have lived in this community for nearly 30 years, and now we're retired. So in our spare time, we like to be with family and friends, we like to travel, and we love outdoor activities like bicycling, pickleball, or golf. We also like participating in several NAMI programs. So our 3 children grew up here, where they had really great times with friends and school, sports, extracurricular activities. In fact, we honestly did not notice any obvious warning signs or obstacles until one began to experience the onset of mental health problems as a teenager about 15 years ago. At that point, we began to seek treatment and support and education on mental health. We eventually found NAMI programs and resources, including the family-to-family education class and support group. The education that NAMI provided contained the essential information that we really needed, like common symptoms and diagnosis, the biological basis of brain disorders, effective treatments, communication and problem-solving skills, crisis management, empathy, recovery. It was also so good to meet others who are on a similar path, knowing that we are not alone in that journey. The skills and knowledge we gained has made a big difference in our lives and the life of our loved one who lives well in recovery. For us, NAMI worked. So find hope, find NAMI.
Hello, my name is Ann Marshall, and I am a Willowstone board member. I also am the neuroeducator for the Tippecanoe School Corporation. I serve because together we build a healing-centered community. Sending you well wishes.
lived in this community almost my entire life, and I really just love it here. This is home. When I ran into some problems with my own mental health, I had to do some searching to figure out what was available in town, and I actually came across NAMI by accident, came to a support group, and found that it was a good place for me to fit in. NAMI's helped me realize that I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only person dealing with the situation that I was in. It's helped me because I've learned I can help other people as I recover. I'm involved in various programs at NAMI. The support group called Connection is probably the biggest thing that I'm involved with, as well as teaching some classes for peer-to-peer, as well as rap classes here in the community. NAMI has been really a positive force for me, and I think it's helpful for others too. I've interacted with many people who have been searching for help. They've come to NAMI reluctantly, not sure that it's really going to help them. However, once they were there, they found that there were people similar to them, people who could relate to them. They could share their experiences and listen to others, and find it very helpful to live in their day-to-day life knowing others are doing the same thing. NAMI is very important to the people who need it, and it is there for them. There's no discrimination, everyone is welcome, and we welcome them with open arms. We work together with other people to make them feel comfortable and realize that they can get by, they can recover, they can function well in their day-to-day life. So I find that I would say to anyone, NAMI's there for you.
Hello, I'm Denise Newton, current proud board member of Willowstone Family Services. I invite and encourage you to join me in financially supporting this year's Toast to Mental Health. Together, we can positively impact the mental health of so many people in our community. Please join me.
I'm Rosie Gonzalez, and I'm the Secretary and Treasurer of the Board of Willowstone Family Services. I serve in this way because I care deeply about our community and will work with you to provide a healthy environment for all. So join me in raising a glass and opening our wallets to support mental health.
So my husband Doug and I have lived in this community for nearly 30 years, and now we're retired. So in our spare time, we like to be with family and friends, we like to travel, and we love outdoor activities like bicycling, pickleball, or golf. We also like participating in several NAMI programs. So our 3 children grew up here, where they had really great times with friends and school, sports, extracurricular activities. In fact, we honestly did not notice any obvious warning signs or obstacles until one began to experience the onset of mental health problems as a teenager about 15 years ago. At that point, we began to seek treatment and support and education on mental health. We eventually found NAMI programs and resources, including the family-to-family education class and support group. The education that NAMI provided contained the essential information that we really needed, like common symptoms and diagnosis, the biological basis of brain disorders, effective treatments, communication and problem-solving skills, crisis management, empathy, recovery. And it was also so good to meet others who are on a similar path, knowing that we are not alone in that journey. The skills and knowledge we gained has made a big difference in our lives and the life of our loved one who lives well in recovery. For us, NAMI worked. So find hope, find NAMI.
Hello, my name is Ann Marshall, and I am a Willowstone board member. I also am the neuroeducator for the Tippecanoe School Corporation. I serve because together we build a healing-centered community. Sending you well wishes.
lived in this community almost my entire life, and I really just love it here. This is home. When I ran into some problems with my own mental health, I had to do some searching to figure out what was available in town, and I actually came across NAMI by accident, came to a support group, and found that it was a good place for me to fit in. NAMI's helped me realize that I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only person dealing with the situation that I was in. It's helped me because I've learned I can help other people as I recover. I'm involved in various programs at NAMI. The support group called Connection is probably the biggest thing that I'm involved with, as well as teaching some classes for peer-to-peer, as well as rap classes here in the community. NAMI has been really a positive force for me, and I think it's helpful for others too. I've interacted with many people who have been searching for help. They've come to NAMI reluctantly, not sure that it's really going to help them. However, once they were there, they found that there were people similar to them, people who could relate to them. They could share their experiences and listen to others, and find it very helpful to live in their day-to-day life knowing others are doing the same thing. NAMI is very important to the people who need it, and it is there for them. There's no discrimination, everyone is welcome, and we welcome them with open arms. We work together with other people to make them feel comfortable and realize that they can get by, they can recover, they can function well in their day-to-day life. So I find that I would say to anyone, NAMI's there for you.
Hello, I'm Denise Newton, current proud board member of Willowstone Family Services. I invite and encourage you to join me in financially supporting this year's Toast to Mental Health. Together, we can positively impact the mental health of so many people in our community. Please join me.
I'm Rosie Gonzalez, and I'm the Secretary and Treasurer of the Board of Willowstone Family Services. I serve in this way because I care deeply about our community and will work with you to provide a healthy environment for all. So join me in raising a glass and opening our wallets to support mental health.
So my husband Doug and I have lived in this community for nearly 30 years, and now we're retired. So in our spare time, we like to be with family and friends, we like to travel, and we love outdoor activities like bicycling, pickleball, or golf. We also like participating in several NAMI programs. So our 3 children grew up here, where they had really great times with friends and school, sports, extracurricular activities. In fact, we honestly did not notice any obvious warning signs or obstacles until one began to experience the onset of mental health problems as a teenager about 15 years ago. At that point, we began to seek treatment and support and education on mental health. We eventually found NAMI programs and resources, including the family-to-family education class and support group. The education that NAMI provided contained the essential information that we really needed, like common symptoms and diagnosis, the biological basis of brain disorders, effective treatments, communication and problem-solving skills, crisis management, empathy, recovery. And it was also so good to meet others who are on a similar path, knowing that we are not alone in that journey. The skills and knowledge we gained has made a big difference in our lives and the life of our loved one who lives well in recovery. For us, NAMI worked. So find hope, find NAMI.
Hello, my name is Ann Marshall, and I am a Willowstone board member. I also am the neuroeducator for the Tippecanoe School Corporation. I serve because together we build a healing-centered community. Sending you well wishes.
I lived in this community almost my entire life, and I really just love it here. This is home. When I ran into some problems with my own mental health, I had to do some searching to figure out what was available in town, and I actually came across NAMI by accident, came to a support group, and found that it was a good place for me to fit in. NAMI's helped me realize that I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only person dealing with the situation that I was in. It's helped me because I've learned I can help other people as I recover. I'm involved in various programs at NAMI. The support group called Connection is probably the biggest thing that I'm involved with, as well as teaching some classes for peer-to-peer, as well as rap classes here in the community. NAMI has been really a positive force for me, and I think it's helpful for others too. I've interacted with many people who have been searching for help. They've come to NAMI reluctantly, not sure that it's really going to help them. However, once they were there, they found that there were people similar to them, people who could relate to them. They could share their experiences and listen to others and find it very helpful to live in their day-to-day life knowing others are doing the same thing. NAMI is very important to the people who need it, and it is there for them. There's no discrimination, everyone is welcome, and we welcome them with open arms. We work together with other people to make them feel comfortable and realize that they can get by, they can recover, they can function well in their day-to-day life. So I find that I would say to anyone, NAMI's there for you.
Hello, I'm Denise Newton, current proud board member of Willowstone Family Services. I invite and encourage you to join me in financially supporting this year's Toast to Mental Health. Together, we can positively impact the mental health of so many people in our community. Please join me.
I'm Rosie Gonzalez, and I'm the Secretary and Treasurer of the Board of Willowstone Family Services. I serve in this way because I care deeply about our community and will work with you to provide a healthy environment for all. So join me in raising a glass and opening our wallets to support mental health.
So my husband Doug and I have lived in this community for nearly 30 years, and now we're retired. So in our spare time, we like to be with family and friends, we like to travel, and we love outdoor activities like bicycling, pickleball, or golf. We also like participating in several NAMI programs. So our 3 children grew up here, where they had really great times with friends and school, sports, extracurricular activities. In fact, we honestly did not notice any obvious warning signs or obstacles until one began to experience the onset of mental health problems as a teenager about 15 years ago. At that point, we began to seek treatment and support and education on mental health. We eventually found NAMI programs and resources, including the family-to-family education class and support group. The education that NAMI provided contained the essential information that we really needed, like common symptoms and diagnosis, the biological basis of brain disorders, effective treatments, communication and problem-solving skills, crisis management, empathy, recovery. And it was also so good to meet others who are on a similar path, knowing that we are not alone in that journey. The skills and knowledge we gained has made a big difference in our lives and the life of our loved one who lives well in recovery. For us, NAMI worked. So find hope, find NAMI.
Hello, my name is Ann Marshall, and I am a Willowstone board member. I also am the neuroeducator for the Tippecanoe School Corporation. I serve because together we build a healing-centered community. Sending you well wishes.
I lived in this community almost my entire life, and I really just love it here. This is home. When I ran into some problems with my own mental health, I had to do some searching to figure out what was available in town, and I actually came across NAMI by accident, came to a support group, and found that it was a good place for me to fit in. NAMI's helped me realize that I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only person dealing with the situation that I was in. It's helped me because I've learned I can help other people as I recover. I'm involved in various programs at NAMI. The support group called Connection is probably the biggest thing that I'm involved with, as well as teaching some classes for peer-to-peer, as well as rap classes here in the community. NAMI has been really a positive force for me, and I think it's helpful for others too. I've interacted with many people who have been searching for help. They've come to NAMI reluctantly, not sure that it's really going to help them. However, once they were there, they found that there were people similar to them, people who could relate to them. They could share their experiences and listen to others and find it very helpful to live in their day-to-day life knowing others are doing the same thing. NAMI is very important to the people who need it, and it is there for them. There's no discrimination, everyone is welcome, and we welcome them with open arms. We work together with other people to make them feel comfortable and realize that they can get by, they can recover, they can function well in their day-to-day life. So I find that I would say to anyone, NAMI's there for you.
Hello, I'm Denise Newton, current proud board member of Willowstone Family Services. I invite and encourage you to join me in financially supporting this year's Toast to Mental Health. Together, we can positively impact the mental health of so many people in our community. Please join me.
I'm Rosie Gonzalez, and I'm the Secretary and Treasurer of the Board of Willowstone Family Services. I serve in this way because I care deeply about our community and will work with you to provide a healthy environment for all. So join me in raising a glass and opening our wallets to support mental health.
So my husband Doug and I have lived in this community for nearly 30 years, and now we're retired. So in our spare time, we like to be with family and friends, we like to travel, and we love outdoor activities like bicycling, pickleball, or golf. We also like participating in several NAMI programs. So our 3 children grew up here, where they had really great times with friends and school, sports, extracurricular activities. In fact, we honestly did not notice any obvious warning signs or obstacles until one began to experience the onset of mental health problems as a teenager about 15 years ago. At that point, we began to seek treatment and support and education on mental health. We eventually found NAMI programs and resources, including the family-to-family education class and support group. The education that NAMI provided contained the essential information that we really needed, like common symptoms and diagnosis, the biological basis of brain disorders, effective treatments, communication and problem-solving skills, crisis management, empathy, recovery. And it was also so good to meet others who are on a similar path, knowing that we are not alone in that journey. The skills and knowledge we gained has made a big difference in our lives and the life of our loved one who lives well in recovery. For us, NAMI worked. So find hope, find NAMI.
Hello, my name is Ann Marshall, and I am a Willowstone board member. I also am the neuroeducator for the Tippecanoe School Corporation. I serve because together we build a healing-centered community. Sending you well wishes.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 13th Toast to Mental Health, sponsored today by the Lafayette Daybreak Rotary Club. And we're here tonight to support the agencies of this community that serve the mental health needs of this county and the surrounding area. This is our 13th annual, as I mentioned, and over those first 12 years, we've raised over $380,000 in this effort to support these agencies. And tonight you'll have a chance then to continue your support. We're looking at donors, and then where we have a whole list of sponsors, and you'll see their names listed periodically throughout the evening. So I encourage you to go online, look at our silent auction, and bid accordingly. All of this money goes to support right to these agencies that you'll meet tonight. So tonight we have a good program for you. We have a chance then to introduce you to the three executive directors, basically, of the three agencies. We have Brandy Christensen, who is actually the CEO and president of Mental Health America, Wabash Valley region. We have Sherry, Sherry Moore, sorry, who's the executive director of National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI for short. And then we also have Jenny Murtaugh, who is the executive director of Willowstone Family Services. And you have a chance to meet all three of those this evening. These three executive directors have dedicated their whole careers to serving and improving the mental health of this community. So once again, I encourage you to bid. An example, this set of nestled tables here from Lazy Boy are on the list, and so you can see them in work. Now go ahead and bid on them. We have periodically over the evening, we have three specific causes for mental health. I will key those to you, that you can go on, donate, and actually designate three different areas of the mental health issues in this community. We have a parade of dignitaries. You'll be seeing those off and on over the evening. And the bidding on the silent auction will close at 8 o'clock. So to give you the background why Lafayette Daybreak Rotary is involved with this, we'll bring on stage here my good friend and fellow Rotarian, Ken Ritchie. You gotta hold the mic right to your mouth.
Hello, John.
Hey, good evening, Ken.
Yeah.
So can you give us a kind of a rough history of how we got started with this 12 years ago?
Yeah, I think we can do that. I'm going to take you back in time just a bit. The year is 2008. Of course, the Rotary Club is a service organization where we bring business people together for service. And of course, we've done service projects throughout our community, but we really wanted to have a financial impact so that we could meet some of the needs in our community. We tried a variety of things, and you may recall some of these. We did garage sales, art auctions.
Yeah.
We did a variety of things, but the results were always disappointing. So we decided what we needed to do was partner together with nonprofits. They would bring people and passion. We would be the arms and the legs to make it happen. Of course, our first one was in 2008. It was a little small, but we were encouraged. But since that time, virtually every year it's increased until we are able, as you mentioned before, to be able to provide over $380,000 to mental health in this area.
So why did we pick the mental health as an area of focus?
That's a good question. Actually, what happened was we sat down and there was one of our club members, and I'll never forget it. It was Wick Reimert. Wick suggested that we ought to support mental health. Now, many of us who are sitting around didn't necessarily have that first in our mind. There are a lot of different needs in the community. But WIC had firsthand experience on the effects of mental illness on individuals and the family as well. And, we thought about that. That was an unmet need, and we thought we could have quite an impact, and it certainly has turned out that way.
Yeah, as part of this operation myself, I realize that the mental health agencies do not have the same panache for support as, say, the symphony or
Right.
the art museum. And so, as I understand it, we're probably one of the major supporters of the three agencies.
Yeah, the Toast to Mental Health right now is, you would have to consider the premier fundraising event for mental health in our community.
Yeah.
And the only way it works is because of the support of the businesses and people in our community. So just a big thank you for those businesses and those people who are supporting.
And as I understand it, many of those businesses and our sponsors have been doing it year after year after year.
Oh, we have many. We have some that have been involved from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have a lot of repeat businesses, and it's been very popular with the businesses and sponsors in our community.
Well, thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Give some background of where we are. As we go through the evening, we'll be going back and forth between this Studio A and Studio B, where you'll meet our auctioneer and our, I guess she's a spotter in a virtual sense. Before we do that, though, as we transfer you from here to Studio B, well, we have a few words to show you from our friend and mayor of Lafayette, Mayor Tony Rozorski.
All of us or a family member has experienced a mental health issue at some point in our life. And we all understand how important it is to have access to good mental health care. By sponsoring a Toast to Mental Health, you're helping organizations like NAMI, Mental Health America, and Willowstone Family Services. This virtual and drive-through event will help raise funds to ensure those organizations can continue to provide very important mental health services in our community. Please get out and support them, and thank you very much.
Okay, coming to stage 2. You're on. Oops, excuse me. Forgot to get ready.
Good evening,
Go ahead, Deanna.
and welcome to the Toast to Mental Health. We are going to highlight some of our most eye-capturing and beautiful items that we have this evening. So I'll let you go ahead and give a description, and I'll try to do it justice by holding it at an angle where you can see some of the features.
Deanna is holding a wooden bowl that Bob Hakama has made. And folks, this is natural wood. What was it? Walnut, yeah, walnut. And it's beautifully done, and you'll see there is a little bit of a place where a knot was at that he is, it's so unique.
So
You can buy wooden bowls all the time, but this one has some
insets.
personality to it. And,
Yeah, so this is item number 31.
and while we're on that, here's lot number 33. Lot number 33, again, you can see where he has worked with this thing so well. And like I said, we can buy wooden bowls all the time, but these have their own identity. And Deanna, done by somebody here locally with natural wood, and they're two beautiful salad bowls.
And what's so unique about them, you can only get them here, is the insets that you have where the knots are. The picture that we have in the brochure just doesn't do it justice. So we'd love for you to drive this price right on up and support our local artisans for these two wood bowls. Again, items number 31 and number 33.
Deanna, I am going to let you do the jewelry. I'll hold it up and,
Is this a proposal?
yes.
Okay, this is a highly contested item. I understand, and this is Stahl and Kessler's from their Diamond Center, and this is 18-karat rose gold, pearl, and diamond necklace. And I think there are, let me see, so we're socially distanced here. I think we have 3 diamonds and 3 pearls. If you can zoom into that, approximately 0.04 carats of the total weight of the cut diamonds, VS2 clarity, FG color, and we're looking at, wow, at $2,900 per carat. So this is almost $1,000 value. So there's still time for you to go in.
What did you say?
92.
Oh, that was,
Item
yeah,
number
item
92.
92.
Thank you so much, Matt. So that's where you go and contest that item. What else do we have? What would we like to feature? Do you have this beautiful picture here? Have you seen this?
Are we okay? Yes.
This is a photo that was taken by Bill Lapcheska. I'll let you do the honors.
Did it okay then?
It's beautiful. It's highly lacquered. Okay, and it's Bryce Canyon National Park. It's beautiful. And it's already mounted on metal brackets, highly lacquered, ready to hang on in your favorite space. So that's by our own local photographer, Bill Lapcheska. Beautiful.
We're done. Wrap it up.
Okay, all right.
That means I think we're going to head on over to Mr. Rozrowski. No?
Thank you, sir. Will you be coming back?
Hey guys, Brandy Christensen here, President and CEO of Mental Health America, Wabash Valley Region. So you're sitting at home and you're wondering, how can I help? Well, let me tell you. Mental Health America is in need of crisis intervention specialists. We operate 24/7, taking calls and texts from individuals in our communities experiencing mental health challenges. We're always looking for volunteers, but right now the need is greater than it's ever been. Our crisis center has experienced a 174% increase in calls. Maybe you're thinking, why me? Why would I make a great volunteer? And I'm just gonna ask you, do you have empathy? Are you concerned about other people's safety? Would you like to make a difference? Do you have some extra time on your hands? If the answer is yes to any of these questions, maybe you should consider clicking on that link down there and filling out an application. Our trained staff and volunteers are going to teach you how to identify cues indicating that a caller may be suicidal. We're going to train you on how to administer a suicide risk assessment. We're going to work with you until you're comfortable engaging a caller in creating their own personal plan, which will keep them safe for now. So what are next steps? After you complete your application and submit it online, you will be contacted by MHA staff. Then you will be invited to attend our remote training. So once you've completed training, we're going to put you on shift with an experienced crisis intervention specialist until you are ready to fly solo. At that time, we're going to ask for a commitment of 1 4-hour shift per week. Why is this the best time to volunteer at Mental Health America as a crisis intervention specialist? Well, number one, you get to work in the safety of your own home with HIPAA-compliant headsets that we will send to you. 2, our training curriculum is going to be available for the first time in an online platform. You don't have to leave your house. 3, there's never been a greater need for our brothers and sisters who are experiencing mental health crisis during the COVID-19 virus. And finally, what else do you have going on? We need you.
Okay, we're back here in Studio A, and you just saw a video starring our next guest, Brandy Christensen, who's the president and CEO of MHA, Wabash Valley Region. And I talked this over with Brandy, and we figured this is about 6 feet. So in order to understand me better, allow me to drop the mask a little bit here. So Brandy, welcome to the stage, and I'm glad you're here.
Thanks, John.
And like I said, we all saw the video, but we want you to kind of expand upon it anyway. So could you just kind of reflect on the effects of the pandemic on what you're seeing down at your office?
Sure. First, I just want to thank the Daybreak Rotary for doing this so many years.
Up close.
And yes, so we are definitely seeing an effect of the pandemic. It was pretty immediate. Our crisis center calls increased, as the video alluded. So in the same time frame, from March to the end of August of 2019, we took 1,636 calls, and in the same time frame this year, we've taken over 3,800 calls. So
Just about twice.
just about twice, yes. And we're seeing the same things with our screenings. In 2019, 201 screeners. People took our online screenings, and in 2020, that number is 5 times that. So people are asking for help, they're looking for help, and what they're saying is, especially on the screenings, that the causes of their mental health challenges are isolation and loneliness. You know, that's to be expected. But both with the crisis center, our suicide assessments have gone up. We took 79. We performed 79 suicide assessments on the crisis line last year during this time, 350 this year. So calls are becoming more intense. People are experiencing high levels of depression and anxiety as reflected in the screenings. And we're also seeing a lot of interpersonal relationship problems and concerns about current events and obviously the virus. So it's impacting people.
Yeah. Now, with all this increase in every facet of your operation, do you have enough staff to handle all that?
So it's funny that you mention that, because we are hiring, because we do need more people. We need more volunteers. We need more staff, because the need is increasing. And luckily, we're fortunate enough to be working under some grants and to be beneficiaries of an event like this, where we can concentrate and focus our efforts to be able to meet those community needs for mental health in a way that's quite critical.
Now, you mentioned volunteers. Is there a specific training program for that? And how long does it take?
There is. And first off, I just have to give a huge shout out to our staff and volunteers. They have really performed at a high level, and they've taken this with a lot of grace, and I know it's been truly hard. But we do have a training program, and we have to meet the accreditation standards of the American Association of Suicidology, and so it's a very in-depth training. We don't put people on the lines until they're comfortable, but we do have the training and the role-playing, and we will continue to walk them through until they're comfortable. So.
Okay, well, thank you. If someone wants to volunteer, they just contact your office. And then
yeah, they should go on our website, www.mhawv.org. There's the video that you just saw. There's an application process, an interview. We want to make sure that people understand what they're getting into and that they're mentally prepared, and then we're going to train them. And we can do it from the comfort of their own homes. They don't even have to step into the office. So.
Oh. So, a particular interest of mine as a retired veteran. Can you talk to the veteran aspects of mental health stresses in this community?
First, you have to tell me what branch.
Oh, I was Army.
Army?
Yeah.
Navy.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I have a huge vested interest obviously in veteran mental health. I lost one of my shipmates a couple of months ago to suicide. It was the second one in 2 years. We know that veterans have a really hard time asking for help, and we also know that a lot of the things that keep them alive when they're overseas, when they're in battle, when they're performing, serving their country, are the things that make them really tough for them to reassimilate when they come back. And so, obviously everybody knows veteran suicide is high, and I think that there are a lot of ways that we can impact that. But we have to first understand what is the language of the veteran, right?
Yeah.
And so we're putting a lot of focus into making sure that our staff have the cultural competency to be able to deliver services, because if you mess up with a vet once, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
And a lot of vets aren't even enrolled in the VA healthcare system because of trust. So we're working very hard to arm our staff and our volunteers to make sure that they know how to connect with a veteran.
Yeah. yeah, it's hard to find a support network in the civilian world that you have in the military.
It is.
so.
There's nothing like, as you know.
Yeah.
There is. I do have to give a shout out to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Services, the reunion that they have out in Howard County every year. Biggest event. It's a healing field. It's the biggest event in the nation for all veterans. It started off for Vietnam veterans, and now it also serves. They call the Sandbox reunion for Afghani and Iraq and Desert Storm veterans, which is what I am.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a good insight on what Mental Health America does here in our community. And I mentioned to you earlier that we have 3 special designated donations tonight that you can make. And the first one then will be designated for veterans' mental health issues through these 3 agencies. So if you want to come up on one of the silent auction items and make that donation, that'd be fantastic. Well, thank you, Brandy.
Thank you, John, and thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Well, what?
You put your handwriting
So
too
before we
small.
head over, to Studio B, the Dan and Deanna show, before we head that way, here are some kind words addressing you from our state senator, Ron Alting.
Thank each and every one of you at home for joining us tonight for the virtual Toast to Mental Health. As you know, our challenges have always been large in Tippecanoe County dealing with mental health. With the COVID-19, I'm asking you to dig extra deep tonight for funds that we're going to need in our county, not just to keep up with our ordinary mental health, for our homeless, for drug addiction, alcoholism, but also now dealing with the COVID-19. We've seen that mental health has risen in our schools and our nursing home facilities, in our healthcare, and throughout. So the need is growing greater and greater. So therefore I ask you to join me in digging deep tonight for a special, special time in our history dealing with mental health, so we can get the funds to deal and help people that needs the help for mental health. As you know, 1 out of 3 people in Tippecanoe County will experience some type of mental health throughout their life. Let's make sure that we have the funds to take care of our kind citizens in Tippecanoe County. Now I would like for you to get a glass for our annual toast to Tippecanoe mental health, but more important, let's also make this toast to all the volunteers, all the employees in Tippecanoe County that deals and volunteers on mental health. All of them dealing with LUM, Lafayette Transitional Housing, our mental health facilities, all of our operators, we're all in this together. So thank you for working it. Thank you for making tomorrow better than today for people that needs help with mental health. Let's toast to mental health.
Good evening and welcome back. We have some beautiful items that are still available for bid. I want to draw your attention to these clay bowl mum baskets here from local florist and greenhouse, local in Kokomo, Malsbury florist, and these are beautiful live plants that are available for bid, items number 150 through 154. Notice the fall colors, they're right on time. They would be a beautiful addition to your properties. And we also, not only do you have the plants, you have the clay bowl, you have the planter, you also get a $50 gift certificate as well with each of the bids. Salisbury Garden Center in Kokomo. And if you join me over here, I don't want to take it down, but there's a beautiful lap quilt here, and it's also by a local artisan. This quilt was donated by Sisters 2 Viking Sewing Shop, and this is a lap quilt. It's beautiful. You can add it, you can hang it on the wall, or you can lay it across your sofa. So we hope that not only will you bid on these items, but you'll visit our local artisans as well. And we have a couple of other items that are handmade, and we also have some travel items as well.
I'm going to hit these travel items first, Deanna. This just came in, the Whitaker Inn, and we're not very far from the Whitaker Inn. In fact, Sandy and I were out there a couple of weeks ago. Beautiful place to have a getaway, and I'm not giving you all the details that are on here, but you have an overnight stay. And once you're in this place, you're going to really love this decision, this bid. And again, you're supporting someone locally here with a tremendous package. If you haven't been to the Whitaker Inn, I would say check this out. It is lot number 155. It just came in.
And that's a bed and breakfast right in West Lafayette, isn't it?
Yeah, and they got great food
All
and the
right.
whole thing. You know, I like to talk about the food.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
That's a staycation.
And then I've got, talking about a getaway, if you want to get a little farther away, we've got an award-winning foursome getaway in Roanoke, Virginia. This is a beautiful part of the country. I've been here to Roanoke, Virginia. You have the mountains in the background. It's a beautiful place, and right now you can get in on this pretty good deal, $127, and play golf on a Scottish-like course, something like. Have you ever played golf on a Scottish course?
No, but
I haven't
I've played golf
well,
on a course with a lot of water on it. I seem to hit the water. I think that's a better deal right there.
Yeah. So anyhow, this is 127. And folks, do check this. Is a heck of a package, and I don't think we got a lot of activity
bids?
on it yet.
Yeah,
And
okay.
it'd be a great way to get away, a beautiful part of the country, especially right now. I've got one more thing I want to slip in here quick. Yeah, this is.
Let me hold it for
Bob
you.
Made this too. Bob Huckema made this too. This is not your ordinary net.
It's beautiful.
How do I describe this?
I don't know. It's like burl wood.
Yeah,
it's like
it is.
finished
It's very
lacquered burl wood. It's beautiful.
And it's lot number 17. Lot number 17. This would be a tremendous gift. And you know what? Christmas is only, 3 months away?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. You might be able to use this to catch a few items right now.
All right, yeah. Hey, one more thing. Have I got a little bit of time yet? You can pick up tomorrow or Friday. Wait a minute. What is today?
Today is Thursday.
It's up Thursday. So tomorrow they can pick up at your office. That's downtown. And Matt Salisbury, Hoffman and Melikar, I should never forget. And Lumen. Dave would be real upset if I didn't have his name in there. 200 Ferry Street. It's on the north side of the old post office downtown.
Suite C.
Yes.
Isn't it awesome to go into a law office and not be in trouble?
That's right.
You have pickup times, and you also we have delivery hours as well.
Exactly.
Go on our website.
So, ready for the next station, right, Matt?
All right.
Toodaloo. We'll see you later.
Come on back.
Well, there's no question that these last few months have been some of the most difficult that we've experienced in a while, and certainly that has caused crisis in a lot of families. So we appreciate everything that Daybreak Rotary is doing for our annual Toast to Mental Health, and wish you the best of luck.
Having a sister that has suffered mental health issues for over 20 years, we truly understand the help and the need that needs to be out there. So congratulations.
So we really do appreciate our mental health providers in this community, especially the past few months with everything that they've dealt with. So we appreciate everything that's being done from Daybreak Rotary and from our providers. And here's a salute to the Toast for Mental Health.
Okay, well, we're back here in Studio A, and with me now is the executive director of NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, and it's also the West Central Indiana
correct
chapter. And Sherry Moore is here to tell us a little bit more about what NAMI is doing. And I'm really particularly interested, Sherry, if you could talk about the effects you're seeing that you can pretty well kind of put on the feet of this pandemic, the changes you've seen with the pandemic.
Right. So I'd like to start off by thanking Daybreak Rotary, John, especially Matt Salisbury, for putting this on. It's a top-notch event. like I said, we went to a virtual format, and what we found was more people that would normally isolate and would not come into a face-to-face group. So that was the upside of COVID. But on the downside, we knew that we were going to lose some people because they didn't have the technology or access to Wi-Fi or computers to get onto the virtual groups. So what we did was we made a phone list, and we would call our peers weekly to check in with them to make sure that they were doing okay. Since that time, we're still virtual. Groups are still going. We have seen an increase in people reporting depression, anxiety, but we still have, again, we still have our support groups going.
So do you see the future, this virtual groups, that be where you might go? Not completely 100% obviously, but you see that being one of your main ways of doing this?
Yeah, there's definitely a place in NAMI for a virtual group. Next Tuesday, we've decided that we will go live with our Tuesday morning group with limited access to that group. But our Thursday night, we're going to keep virtually to keep the people that are not normally coming into the group connected to support.
So you say you go live, you'll actually bring them into your office?
They will come into our office. We'll do the screening. We'll have, the 6 feet apart and everything.
So how long do those sessions normally last, or is it open-ended?
It's a 90-minute session, and we usually have two groups a week in our office. What we're going to do is start developing groups at LTHC Homeless Services to reach the homeless population. Riverbend Hospital on the unit to reach people that are inpatient, the Pride Center to reach the LGBTQ community. So the funds raised tonight will definitely help us reach more people in developing our groups.
Do you have any veterans groups, specifically veterans, or do they just kind of mixed in with?
We do not, and you just heard Brandy talk about being a veteran, so that's her expertise.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that to her, and then we'll focus on our peers.
Yeah, that's kind of how your agencies work together, because what's one person's strength, you doubling up on one particular area.
That's right.
Yeah. So with this virtual groups now, are you able to get, I guess, more groups in with your staff, or is that the staff commitment still the same?
NAMI is very, very small, so we have three staff, but we rely on our volunteers. And a huge shout out to our volunteers, because they have stuck with us, and they do so much as far as running groups, presentations, classes that we have. So we just put a call out for more volunteers to become a group facilitator or a teacher, or we have presentations that we do for the community. We're storytellers, so we tell our story. So we invite people to come, and if you have a story and you're in a good place, we would love to work with you and be able to tell your story.
Do you have a website, and is there chances can people go to your website to volunteer or get into the volunteer program?
Right. Yeah, you can check us out on www.nami-wci.org, or call our office at 765-423-6939. We would love to talk to you and see how we can work together.
Well, that's be fantastic. One of the other items that I wanted to discuss, or hope you could bring up, is if you could talk about addiction and how you've seen that, and not only addiction in general, but do you see any kind of changes in that population with COVID?
Definitely, the reports are the substance use are up with since COVID has hit. NAMI has a wellness recovery action plan. It's an evidence-based program that we are certified trainers in. We have partnered with Home with Hope, so we are doing 2 RAP classes with Home with Hope every month. We'll be doing that with LTHC Homeless Services. and other agencies. But with the addictions, yes, mental health, mental illness, and substance use also oftentimes go hand in hand.
Yeah. So folks, this brought this addiction aspect of the mental health stresses in the community, because that's the second region area you can designate donation to the addiction issues in the mental health arena. So I commend that to you. Well, thank you, Sherry. And we're going to go from here. We have a few words to have you to share with you from the mayor of West Lafayette, Indiana, the mayor, John Dennis.
Hi, I'm John Dennis, the mayor of the city of West Lafayette, and I just want to take a moment to thank the Daybreak Rotary, and I also want to thank the organizers of A Toast to Mental Health. I think that we are living in a period now when mental health professionals are in such high demand. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of stress, and a lot of people dealing with issues that they've not had to deal with before. Having their kids at home instead of at school, having both partners working from home, dealing with things that are just not what we're acclimated to in our society, and a lot of people are expressing a great deal of concern and stress over those particular issues. Having somebody, a healthcare professional, mental health care professional, in a position to be able to provide the appropriate amount of guidance and counseling and comfort is so critically important in these days. So I just want to say thank you so much for being generous enough to host this event, and more importantly, to be aware enough to know that it's important that it be held. Thank you all so very much.
Okay, Dan, why don't you get us started?
We're going to start off with lot number 149 on your lineup. And this is, you're going to tour the Indianapolis State House and have lunch with Ron Alting, Senator Ron Alting. He's been a senator in our part of the world for a good long time. And this will include lunch in Lafayette, West Lafayette, with Ron. And it includes the state flag that has flown over the State House. This would be great for the kids in the family to take on an educational type situation. Then, I like this one here too, Deanna. We're going up to Michigan a little way, Ludington, Michigan. This is 2 nights of romance near Lake Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah, lot number 130. It's a bed and breakfast, candlelight inn. And folks, this is a great location in Michigan. Many people head up in that area, and this way, you've got the whole package put together, the bed and breakfast and the whole scenario. Great package. Look it up again, 130. 130, Deanna.
Okay, we have a couple of other items here. If you want to practice social distancing, spend some time with the family, we have item number 123. It's the Igloo truck. Now, we already have the minimum bid, but we want to blow it out. So this is an opportunity to have $500 worth of items on the Igloo truck for your parties. How about that? And this is a blockbuster right here. Well, remember last Halloween? Last Halloween, it snowed. So rather than to risk having to go out in the snow, we can practice social distancing. We have 3 pounds of candy in a piñata. Oh, yes. And not only that, there are gift cards inside for local businesses, from grocery stores. It's one-stop shopping to a gas station. So why don't you jump in, and that's item number 116. And as a reminder, what we want you to know is that you can pick up your items tomorrow, Friday, between 3 and 5 p.m., Saturday between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., Monday between 3 to 5 p.m. at our own local law firm here, Hoffman, Lumen, and Mason, and that's 200 Ferry Street, Suite C. And not only that, we have delivery by request anywhere in Tippecanoe County. And to arrange delivery of your items, you go to toasttomentalhealth@gmail.com, or you can leave a voicemail message at 314-825-0717. Now, there's no delivery charge, but we would appreciate a donation as well. So stick with us.
You got time for one more? Well, I'll hold it and you can talk. This is, again, a really elite local package.
Oh yeah, this is a local brew basket from Lafayette Brew House. It's item number 63. It has a lot of comfort stuff in here. We have gift cards, a pint glass, and $20 gift card to several places. Tees River Brewing, Lafayette Brew Company, Escape Velocity, Brokerage Brewing Company, People's Brewing. And listen, we want to also remind you, and there's an extra large t-shirt for you, that special friend. And we want to remind you, while you're celebrating, please celebrate responsibly. Please support our local businesses. Thank you.
Thank heaven that the mics were off.
As someone who struggled with mental health challenges, and later, when I became an MHA volunteer, I welcomed the opportunity to participate in MHA's 1 in 4 mental health awareness campaign. Based on my personal experiences, I want to reinforce that help is available for individuals and families struggling with mental health issues, and to encourage them to reach out for help and resources made available by MHA and others.
My dear friends lost their son to suicide. No family should go through the heartache that they have experienced by losing a son. When you have a physical health issue, you seek help. When you have a mental health issue, nothing should stop you from seeking help. Reach out for help. There is hope.
No one chooses to be part of a 1 in 4 family who's been affected by mental illness, but 17 years ago, our 23-year-old son took his life after struggling with ADD and depression and his perceived stigma surrounding mental illness. I became part of this campaign to try to erase that stigma for those seeking help. Please take care of your mental health. There is help.
Hi, my name is John Dennis, Mayor of the City of West Lafayette. And if there's ever been a time to be aware that people are struggling, the time is now. Please, check on your neighbors, check on your family, check on your friends. Make sure that those that are generally in need are getting an understanding from you that there's help out there and we're all in this together.
Okay, we're back. You just had a chance to see one of our videos about the agencies and their work in this community. We now have the third agency represented tonight. We have Jenny Murtaugh, who is the Executive Director of Willowstone Family Services. And this is only about the third year that they've been involved with this TOAST. And so many of you may not be familiar with Willowstone. So Jenny, would you just kind of talk about Willowstone in general first?
Absolutely. Thank you, John. Willowstone Family Services strengthens the lives of individuals and families by providing early intervention and prevention programming. We've been around in this community for 55 years, and for the entirety of the life of the agency, the one thing we have done from the beginning is mental health counseling. So we operate a small clinic with 8 licensed therapists, and we take a variety of different insurances, Medicaid, Medicare, HIP, 30+ private insurances, and our goal is to create the highest possible mental health care and make it as accessible as possible. And at the same time, work with parents and families with programming that prevents mental health for our future.
So, that being said, then, how are you seeing, or are you seeing any specific changes or increase in your demands on your services with this advent of the pandemic?
Yeah, the pandemic, 2020 is a good year to talk about mental health because we can all really kind of grasp that with its challenges has come more and more and more crisis. So what we see that I can measure is an increase in client trauma, people with anxiety and depression. We also have an increase in calls into the agency for counseling. So those calls have doubled since January. We keep track like an average weekly number, and that number has doubled since the pandemic. You know, the the necessity to shift around. So now we provide telehealth. Before we did face-to-face therapy. So then we had to suddenly switch to telehealth, which is a whole different ballgame, right? And now, as we have learned what works with telehealth and what doesn't, and who responds and who doesn't, we are doing a combination of face-to-face therapy and telehealth based on what clients need. So it really has been, and our mantra is, it's an exercise in flexibility and grace, because it takes 30% more work to get 30% less done, and we're working really hard to make sure that our existing clients stay engaged and work on their goals. And we are working really hard to make sure intake assessments happen, because that's difficult to do with virtual remote work. So we are so proud that we have provided service every day. We didn't have to shut down, but navigating when insurance will approve what is based on what clients have is really a challenge. It's a challenge on a good day. It's more of a challenge in a pandemic.
Yeah.
So
do you have enough staff to handle the increase?
we have 33 employees at Willowstone Family Services, and I cannot thank each and every one of them enough. They have all worked really hard to make sure even when people can't, so we have parent groups, and for a while those parent groups were not able to happen remotely, because they're evidence-based and you have to get approval, and we didn't have what we needed. So staff used that time to reach out to every parent who is in our care and make sure on at least a weekly basis that they knew we were there to support them. So, parents are having a really hard time in the pandemic as well. Now they're, doing remote learning with their children and those sorts of things. So making sure that parents feel supported even outside of the normal curriculum has been an outstanding effort from our staff. Our home visitors who visit parents of young children have had to completely change how they do it, and they're working remotely, and then there are hardware problems. And so, all 33 people have just really come together because they have a passion and a duty to serve.
It's challenging times for all three agencies. So you've now met and learned a little bit about all three agencies, and you'll have a chance to see them in a minute again. But right now we're going to show you a short video of some nice words from Tom Gilliam, who is the CEO and president of Valley Oaks Health. And he's also a fellow Rotarian. Be right back to Stage A.
Good morning. I'm Tom Gilliam from Valley Oaks Health. I am honored to be the CEO of our facility. We are a sponsor of the Toast to Mental Health because we really believe in the mission of Mental Health America, National Alliance for the Mentally Ill, and Willowstone Services. They provide services not just to Tippecanoe County, but to all of our surrounding counties, which is where we have a footprint as well. They're recipients of many crisis calls. During COVID, the numbers have gone up over 180%. We want to be partners with them as we continue to address the mental health crisis that is in our community because of COVID. Thank you to all three of those agencies for all that you do and all you do for our community.
Okay, well, we're back, and we're all in masks now because we don't have quite the spacing we had before. And it's my pleasure to introduce Michael Budd, who is the executive director, I suppose, manager of the local United Way.
Great.
Michael?
Thank you very much. First, I want to thank Daybreak Rotary for what they're doing in this day. This event was supposed to be in May, and it's a lot of work to make a pivot and to get it virtual, so we appreciate what they've done. being a former Rotarian, I know this is a group that cares greatly about the community, so we appreciate what they're doing. I think the other thing about today that we want to highlight is that not only is this a great way to raise funds for these organizations, but it also highlights to those in the community that are facing mental health challenges that we as a community care about them, that we want to do something to help them in their journey and making their life stronger and getting them through the challenges they face. So thank you to all three of the organizations that do this work. Appreciate what they're doing, and we're excited about today. I have the pleasure of introducing Sheila Klinker. I don't think she really needs an introduction, but she has been a state representative since 1982 in District 27. She serves on the Education, Veterans Affairs, Public Safety, and Ways and Means Committee. I think we all know that part. But what I really love about Sheila in the now almost 5 years that I've been here is I don't think there's anyone that cares more about the residents, the citizens of this community than Sheila Klinker, and she is always tirelessly fighting for those that face special challenges, and tonight's no different. So I'm excited to have Sheila here to give us the toast.
Thank you, Michael Budd, very much, and thank you for asking me to be a part of this. I am delighted to be able to toast mental health. We appreciate what all of our folks do in the Mental Health Administration and in every phase of helping people through addictions and through this very, very difficult COVID-19 pandemic. So I would like to raise a toast. Folks, it's water. I want you to know that. But we can raise a toast with water or whatever you would like to certainly toast to mental health and all the folks that in this community, and it's a very special community, work so hard to help our people. We appreciate everything they do. We appreciate United Way, too, for certainly giving the dollars that are needed, Michael, for all of these services. And in this particular difficult time, we appreciate that. So here's to the mental health and a toast to mental health. Everybody, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for donating, too. We appreciate your dollars and cents. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Well, thank you, Sheila. And you can step off. We have Jenny, come back. You're up. You're up. Oh, making room. Oh, okay. So you two can share. We'll share down here. So this is a really rare opportunity. We have all three of the directors right here, and we think the high point of at least of my participation in tonight's affair is the fact that I got a sensing from talking to these three that you all three get along well on the personal level besides professional. So it'd be nice if everybody got a mic. Oh, perfect. So this build your rapport you established on a personal level, have you seen that carry over then into the professional arena of your three agencies?
I'll start.
Yeah.
2 years ago, NAMI needed a place to live, and MHA came to our rescue and allowed us to move into their old day shelter. So we're literally in MHA's backyard.
And we like it.
We, our relationship has grown over the years. We'll have people coming in needing insurance information, so it's easy to walk them over to the navigators, and vice versa. If they have a crisis, mental health crisis, they walk people over to our office. With Jenny and Willowstone, we help. We like to provide support, our support groups for their waiting list, the people on their waiting list. So I can't thank these two enough. They're great people. Their organizations are top notch, and it's just a pleasure to work with both of you.
Wow, thanks, Sherry. I feel the same. I have to say the same thing. Like these organizations and these women running them, Willowstone would not be as strong without that. The clients that we serve need Navigator to kind of help push the people who fit into our services into the right line. So if we know somebody's come to us from Navigator, we don't have to do as much screening. We know that they're in the right line because MHA said so. As well, while they're waiting in the line, we reach out to folks and make sure that they're aware of NAMI and their services and groups, so that while they're waiting for clinical services, they're still feeling supported and not forgotten. And that is a really important partnership and relationship to be able to do that. As well, I don't have a psychiatrist or a 24-hour call person, and knowing that our clients have the crisis line from MHA really gives us great confidence, so, and hope for our clients. So to put both organizations, all three of us, really just work very well together.
Well,
You're
I'm up. So I'm the newest person on the block, but I will say it's been an incredible first year, and the relationships, the leaderships, the established connections that already existed were huge for my success in coming aboard and understanding the community and what the needs were. And it's so great to find collaborators that are truly team players. There's so much need. So to be able to work together to identify what those gaps are and then begin to fill them is just an honor and a privilege with these ladies. And the work is ongoing. The collaborations, the relationships, the ideas, the brainstormings, the working together is completely ongoing. It's never going to stop because the need is so great. We talk a lot about the pandemic that was before the pandemic, which was the mental health pandemic.
Right.
And it's still here, and it's going to be worse because we know when people lose their financial security, when people lose their homes, when people lose loved ones, and they're, some of our liberties, a person with a high functioning, mental health challenge, it's like taking a stick out and just everything can crumble. So knowing that I can walk someone over to NAMI, because we do that too, and knowing that we can send people to get high quality mental health care over at Willowstone is a tremendous relief. So I appreciate them. I appreciate the Daybreak Rotary. I appreciate all of our staff volunteers, including our board member, and this entire community that has been so welcoming, and the wonderful relationships with the United Way and CHS and the Community Foundation, all the people that are so invested because they understand how important mental health is and how you can't really have health without it.
You can't.
So I think you can see now how thrilling, really thrilling it was for me to see how these three wonderful people are able to meld their agencies into a basically united front against the challenges of the mental health in this community. We're coming towards the end. It's a good segue here from Sherry. We're going to follow right now with a short video where we're going to honor Sherry's predecessor, Jennifer Flora.
Brady's.
Oh, no, Sherry, yeah. Brandy.
Brandy's.
I get the names all mixed. Sherry's over here.
Sherry's NAMI.
Brandy, that's over there. Well, you were the one that was talking.
I'm a yapper.
This is a segue I was
I'm a
talking
yapper.
about.
I
So
know.
Brandy's predecessor, Jennifer Flora, was at MHA for 28 years, and this is a video tribute to Jennifer.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Flora, retired CEO of Mental Health America. I was serving MHA when the Lafayette Daybreak Rotarians held their very first Toast to Mental Health 13 years ago. And through the years, I've seen firsthand the multiple ways these events have benefited individuals and families in our community. Today, As a result of the challenges we've been facing in 2020, there are more people than ever before struggling with mental health issues. And the good news is you can make a difference. Your support of this year's Toast to Mental Health is needed now more than ever before. Thank you and take care.
Okay, well, welcome back. We have a treat for you. This is the moment that you've been waiting for. For those of you who have participated in our 50-50, we have our own state representative for District 27, Sheila Clinker, here to choose that magic number for the 50-50 drawing. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Okay. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. Come on, Sheila.
Okay.
What's the number?
Here it is. All right. It's 882217.
Okay, so you'll be contacted very shortly, or you can give us a call. Again, if you have to retrieve any of your items, you can leave a message or call 314-825-0717. So we've had that magic number. One more time, Sheila. Can you read it for us, please?
Sure will. 882217.
Okay, thank you. Good luck. And we want you to know that there is a bid item there for Sheila Clinker to have lunch at the State House with Sheila Clinker. It's a very competitive bidding circle and a state flag, the state Indiana flag. So you can still go online. There's a few more minutes, and we have a few more items that we'd like to show you. So thank you so much, Sheila. And for this evening, we have a gift certificate, golf and dinner for four, a $500 value at our very own Lafayette Country Club. So if you haven't been out there, it's a beautiful, beautiful setting. There's dinner for four and golf included. And we have another item out here, and this is in honor of Corona. We have the electrostatic disinfection treatment for up to 25,000 square feet. That could be for a home or for a business, and that's Vintage Values, and they will come out and they will do the whole setup for you, approved by the EPA. Do you have any other items that you'd like to highlight, Dan?
Yes, item number 135, 136, and 137. This money, and Matt, make sure I say this correctly, this money is going straight to the mental, well, it's broke down in three different divisions: mental, COVID-19, and the veterans.
Yeah, it's going to go to specific donations to mental health issues related to coronavirus.
Specific donations related to the coronavirus and mental health.
And to veterans.
Veterans.
So if you donate to those organizations, and that's 135, 136, and 137, they get 100% of that dedicated donation, and they will figure out what is the best way to allocate those funds. We have another item right here, a Vera Bradley travel bag with several items in there. So whether you're going near or whether you're going far, you want to go in style. And this is item number 78. You still have a few more minutes. What about you, Dan? Do you have any?
We've got a quick one here to work in Versailles, Kentucky, and this is over in the heart of the bluegrass country, a beautiful area in Kentucky. It's a night in a castle chalet for two. And folks, this would be not that far to travel, actually, from Lafayette. You could be down there in maybe 3-4 hours, and a beautiful part of Kentucky. One more thing that I have, we have surpassed $20,000 in our silent auction tonight, and Sheila, the old record was $13,600. So, and they're not even done yet. So,
thank you so much for your generous donations. There's still time for the silent auction, and let me remind you, you can pick up your items Friday between 3 and 5 p.m., Saturday between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., Monday between 3 to 5 p.m. at Hoffman, Lumen, and Mason. That's 200 Ferry Street, Suite C on the first floor. Also, let me remind you that we have delivery available for a donation if you will, and that delivery is anywhere in Tippecanoe County. The toast to mental health at gmail.com is how you contact us, or again, leave a message at 314-825-0717. Okay.
And if
We
you-
also have it available to mail to you, but I'm sure you want to pick them up, but if you don't, we can mail it to you at your cost. So we have a few more minutes for bidding. We want you to have a wonderful evening, but first and foremost, be safe, don't take your family for granted. Go online and enjoy yourselves, and thank you for your generous donations to mental health.
You okay? Hey, thank you.
Hi, I'm Stephanie
Deanna,
Wong,
great to
President
work
and
with you.
CEO of North Central Health Services in Riverbend Hospital. Mental health and substance abuse treatment services were identified in our most recent Community Health Needs Assessment as a key need. Community support is critical to breaking down barriers, eliminating stigmas, and lifting up those in need. Lafayette Daybreak Rotary has been a tremendous partner, supporting critical nonprofit mental health initiatives via a Toast to Mental Health and psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner scholarships. Thank you for your support.
Well, we're back here for the final lap, as they say. I hope those of you who have stuck with us for this length of time, thank you very much. We have a couple of things to discuss before we close for the evening. The Lafayette Daybreak Rotary Club, which is the workhorse behind this effort, because we saw the need internally, we decided on our own to do something for the mental health in this community, and to introduce that small program. It's a very small program, but to introduce that program to you, we're back here with Ken Ritchie from the very first. Welcome back.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, we have our commitment to mental health does not end with Toast to Mental Health. We have another continuing program. There are an increasing number of people who experience mental illness, and as a result of that, United Way held a mental health forum, and in that forum, one of the findings was there were a great need for additional mental health practitioners. Purdue responded to that issue, and they developed the Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner Program. That program can graduate up to 12 people. One of our club members, Bill Lepcheska, suggested that we could, if we provided a partial scholarship, we could allow those students to spend more time in their study. And one of the other things we were interested in to possibly encourage those students to work in the Lafayette area. So in 2019, we awarded 3 partial scholarships to students enrolled in that program. And I'm happy to say that today, those 3 students are in fact working and doing mental health work here in the Lafayette area. We plan to award another 5 partial scholarships this November 12th, and we hope that this is a program that we can continue into the indefinite future. Now, I have to say, though, this is not a solo effort. A couple of other things have happened. First of all, Rotary District 6560 that we're part of provided matching grants, and also NCHS also provided matching grants to us. And I have to say, NCHS is also a big supporter, as a matter of fact, the largest supporter of the Toast to Mental Health, and it's a special thank you to them for that. And finally, the Lafayette Noon Rotary Club also provided a nice contribution to it. So, again, this is a program that we're thankful for and pleased to be involved in.
So it's just our club is just really dedicated to this effort, and it's another way of us giving back. So we've been through a complete evening, and I have some closing remarks. First, we'll be doing this again next year, date unknown, and who knows if we can do it virtual again or if we actually can be face-to-face. But stay tuned. We'll be back on it next year. We might stay with this format because this has been the best year we've ever had. We're going to net from this tonight about $52,500, which is $8,000 more than ever before. And so that $52,500 will be divided between the three agencies that you saw earlier today. So thank you all for your contributions. The silent auction was well ahead of any year we've had before. So with the sponsorships, and so with all the auction items. And so we thank you for that. We also had a 50-50 raffle, and we're pleased to announce the winner of that, W.R. Miller. He took half the pot, so 630 divided by 2 is 315, and we'll get that. We'll get that to you or contact you about it. And then the final thing I want to leave you with is a big thank you to our major sponsors, Riverbend Hospital, which is part of NCHS, and also Star City Media. Star City Media has been fantastic in supporting this operation. So for all that and for all your help and all your donation, we thank you, and we'll see you next year. Good night.
Hi, my name is Cody Nelson. I received the Daybreak Rotary Scholarship last year. The scholarship was very helpful in helping me to go part-time from full-time, to spend more time on my education, and to really dig down and learn about psychiatric and mental health care that I think will help me in serving my patients in the future.
By receiving the Daybreak Rotary Society PMHNP scholarship, I was able to solely focus on being a student and not to worry about where the funds were going to come from for my tuition. It was greatly appreciated, and I hope that it continues in the near future. It filled a great void in my financial life. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kylie Slade, and I was one of the recipients of the PMHNP Daybreak Rotary Scholarships. Being offered the scholarship really benefited my life at the time. It allowed me to decrease my hours at work, so I went from part-time to PRN, which gave me the ability to focus on school. Being able to focus on school and not worry about picking up hours at work, I think has made me a better provider. I was able to devote a lot more of my attention to my schooling, which of course benefits me and the community I serve. So it was very much appreciated, and thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I come to you from my living room. I've had a full day of getting my fishing equipment prepared and cutting down some trees and things like that. But I wanted to send a toast to mental health and how important it is to use the resources we have in our community, especially NAMI. With COVID and everything, there's a lot of anxiety and depression. People are cooped up at home. They can't go to the places that they want to go. They aren't being able to see family and friends that they normally get to see all the time. And it's starting to weigh on people. But it's always important to let everybody know that we're here for each other. We need to communicate through this and work through this together because we will get through this together. And it's a good time to remember that we need to get rid of the stigma of mental health. There's a lot of people that suffer from several different kinds of mental health issues, and it's just important that we're there for each other, and we lend an ear and help people in any way that we can. So here's to mental health, and know that at the Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Office, we're doing everything we can to help erase the stigma. Have a good day.
Hi, I'm State Representative Chris Campbell. I'd like to thank the Daybreak Rotary Club for hosting the 2020 A Toast to Mental Health. This year, more than ever, the need is greater than we've ever seen before. I'd like to encourage you to be generous, support mental health for our community. You're making a difference with your dollars, just as our healthcare and mental health providers are making a difference. Let's help support them and meet the needs in our community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brian Donnelly. I'm the Regional Vice President for Meridian Health Services in Tippecanoe County. We are here working with the Riverbend team to provide inpatient psychiatric services. We also have the Addictions Recovery Center, a residential addictions program outpatient addiction services, and we have the Connections program in the Grants House location working with folks who are either intellectually delayed or developmentally delayed, as well as having psychiatric symptoms. We're thrilled to be a part of this community and providing services. And like everyone in this community, we've been very challenged with the pandemic. In fact, we had to make a shift overnight, literally, from providing face-to-face services to virtual services. It was a tremendous shift that I'm really proud of our team for making and making so well. It has opened up a whole new area for us to provide services, and we're going to continue to be able to provide those services in the future. We're thrilled to be here, be a part of the community, and to work with all the great folks in Tippecanoe County. Thank you.
So my husband Doug and I have lived in this community for nearly 30 years, and now we're retired. So in our spare time, we like to be with family and friends, we like to travel, and we love outdoor activities like bicycling, pickleball, or golf. We also like participating in several NAMI programs. So our 3 children grew up here, where they had really great times with friends and school, sports, extracurricular activities. In fact, we honestly did not notice any obvious warning signs or obstacles until one began to experience the onset of mental health problems as a teenager about 15 years ago. At that point, we began to seek treatment and support and education on mental health. We eventually found NAMI programs and resources, including the family-to-family education class and support group. The education that NAMI provided contained the essential information that we really needed, like common symptoms and diagnosis, the biological basis of brain disorders, effective treatments, communication and problem-solving skills, crisis management, empathy, recovery. And it was also so good to meet others who are on a similar path, knowing that we are not alone in that journey. The skills and knowledge we gained has made a big difference in our lives and the life of our loved one who lives well in recovery. For us, NAMI worked. So find hope, find NAMI.
My name is Ann Marshall, and I am a Willowstone board member. I also am the neuroeducator for the Tippecanoe School Corporation. I serve because together we build a healing-centered community. Sending you well wishes.
I've lived in this community almost my entire life, and I really just love it here. This is home. When I ran into some problems with my own mental health, I had to do some searching to figure out what was available in town, and I actually came across NAMI by accident, came to a support group, and found that it was a good place for me to fit in. NAMI's helped me realize that I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only person dealing with the situation that I was in. It's helped me because I've learned I can help other people as I recover. I'm involved in various programs at NAMI. The support group called Connection is probably the biggest thing that I'm involved with, as well as teaching some classes for peer-to-peer, as well as rap classes here in the community. NAMI has been really a positive force for me, and I think it's helpful for others too. I've interacted with many people who have been searching for help. They've come to NAMI reluctantly, not sure that it's really going to help them. However, once they were there, they found that there were people similar to them, people who could relate to them. They could share their experiences and listen to others and find it very helpful to live in their day-to-day life knowing others are doing the same thing. NAMI is very important to the people who need it, and it is there for them. There's no discrimination, everyone is welcome, and we welcome them with open arms. We work together with other people to make them feel comfortable and realize that they can get by, they can recover, they can function well in their day-to-day life. So I find that I would say to anyone, NAMI's there for you.
Hello, I'm Denise Newton, current proud board member of Willowstone Family Services. I invite and encourage you to join me in financially supporting this year's Toast to Mental Health. Together, we can positively impact the mental health of so many people in our community. Please join me.
I'm Rosie Gonzalez, and I'm the Secretary and Treasurer of the Board of Willowstone Family Services. I serve in this way because I care deeply about our community and will work with you to provide a healthy environment for all. So join me in raising a glass and opening our wallets to support mental health.